welcome to English Bulletin of IPR Department. I'm cheering Eden. Let's look at the top 10 news making headlines this week. As per the latest health bulletin updated by the Health Department, 13 new cases of Covid-19 have been reported in the state. Out of 13 cases, 5 have been reported from Gref wrongly, while 6 persons who have tested positive had returned from Siliguri on 7th of July and were lodged in a paid quarantine center in Gangtok. Remaining 2 have been reported through rapid antigen testing. The DG Cum Secretary Dr. Pembati Bhutia shared the good news that the samples collected from 30 health workers of Rongli PHC, 55 police personnel and 10 sanitization team have been reported negative. Dr. Bhutia also said that the department has received information that some people have been visiting Rangpo to get rapid antigen testing done. He urged them not to visit the centre as there is a huge risk of exposure. With 13 new cases reported, the active cases in the state has now reached 135, while the cumulative total has reached 2022. An important information has been issued by the East District Administration. Since Siliguri is under lockdown, it has been requested that the following points may please be noted. Drivers and helpers of trucks carrying essential commodity are either returning same day or residing in transit camps, but still all are requested to maintain social distancing with these drivers and helpers positively. District administration is taking random samples of these drivers and helpers, but as they are commuting daily, therefore at any time they can be infected and may infect others. For example, yesterday samples of driver and helper of mobile cash van were collected and they were tested positive. Sikkimis returning are requested to book flights keeping timing of check post in mind as all hotels are closed in Siliguri. People are requested not to order supply of construction materials and other things from Siliguri if not an emergency. Stranded people of other states may return to their states after taking pass from Rangpo checkpost easily if they have train or flight tickets. Others are requested to avoid journey as vehicular movement in Siliguri is restricted. The RT-PCR testing for Covid-19 was organized at the Honorable Chief Minister's residence in Lumsey on Thursday. Nasal swab samples of Shri Prem Singh Tamang along with Srimati Sarda Tamang and MLA Aditya Tamang were collected, followed by those of security personnel and residential staff. A total of 95 samples have been collected. The sample collection was undertaken by the urban sampling team led by sampling in charge Dr. Kunzang Lepcha, medical officer from Urban PHC Old STNM Gangtok, under the guidance of Health Authority STNM Hospital. A team of Gangtok Municipal Corporation was also present to sanitize the premises. On Wednesday, a video conference of Minister of State for Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India, Kiran Rijiju, with ministers and secretaries of 18 states and union territories, including Sikkim, was held. Minister for Sports and Youth Affairs, Kunganima Lepcha, Secretary Kuber Bhandari, and senior officers of the state attended the conference. Minister K. N. Lepcha highlighted the achievements of the sporting activities of 2019 and 20 and the activities taken during Covid-19 pandemic. He also spoke about the future plans to carry sporting activities during pandemic, especially online and on-field programs, mainly for non-contact sports, duly following the standard operating procedures. He also specified the need of sports infrastructures for the state and sought the intervention of the Central Minister for approval of projects submitted by the state. Union Minister Rijiju appreciated the activities taken by the state even in the pandemic and assured full cooperation. Keeping in view the recent spike in the coronavirus positive cases in the state, the health officials representing the District Mental Health Program East addressed various Covid-19 related mental health and well-being issues at the IEC Control Room of Health and Family Welfare Department on Wednesday. District Nodal Officer, District Mental Health Program East, Dr. Diki Pempu, said that assessing and addressing mental health during these trying times is of utmost importance as poor mental health can affect the ability to make healthy decisions, thus compromising the immune system of a person. In a message to the people at the containment zones of Rongli and Renok, Dr. Pempu sought for constructive support from the public to break the chain of the virus in the concerned areas and added that the health officials, counsellors and IEC experts will be extending their constant help and support. It has been informed that trained counsellors and psychiatrists have already been mobilized by the health department in all PHCs of the districts in order to address the stress level and anxiety of people owing to the Covid-19 pandemic. These health helpline numbers have also been provided through which one can reach out to the health officials and counsellors for any kind of support related to mental health. With 20,000 plus coronavirus cases recorded so far, Assam, like many other parts of the country, is struggling to contain the Covid-19 pandemic. The floods may have made the job of health and other government officials more challenging. The floods in Assam are an annual feature, with the mighty Brahmaputra and other rivers of the northeastern states overflowing every monsoon. The seemingly inevitable has happened this year too, with 50 lakh of the state's 3 crore people affected by the floods that have created havoc in the state. At least 26 of the 33 districts of Assam have been affected by the floods and lakhs of people have been forced to seek shelter. Meanwhile, the death toll due to the flooding waters has crossed 90 and hundreds of crores of rupees worth of property has been damaged. Even animals such as the famous one-horned rhino of Assam haven't escaped the wrath of sweeping rivers, forcing them to seek higher ground. At least 2 rhinos have drowned in the flood waters in the famous Kaziranga National Park. Air India has approved a leave without pay scheme for employees of 6 months or 2 years extendable up to 5 years. The airlines has devised a process of identification of redundant manpower who would be told to proceed on compulsory leave without pay. The factors to be considered for sending employees on compulsory leave without pay are their suitability, efficiency, competence, quality of performance, health, instance of non-availability of employee for duty in the past as a result of ill health or otherwise, and redundancy. Air India has 13,000 permanent employees with a monthly wage bill of rupees 230 crores. The airline has been delaying payment of flying allowance to crew members due to serious financial crunch that has been worsened by travel restrictions due to the pandemic. The CBSE Class 10 results declared on Wednesday came as a surprise for many, with a falling number of high scorers in the country. Contrary to the Class 12 results, the number of students scoring 90% and above in Class 10 dropped to 1,84,358, a drop of over 40,000. The ones scoring 95% and above this year was only 41,804, a drop of 15,452. Even in terms of pass percentage, the increase was a marginal 0.36 percentage points. Compared to the national average, the state of Sikkim has fared well in both Class 10 and 12 results. According to an update provided by Additional Chief Secretary Education Department GP Upadhyay, there has been more than 10% of improvement this year in the performance of the students in Class 10 as well as 12 boards compared to the results of 2019. The highest percentage scored in the state is 95.6% in humanities by a girl from Mangshila, North Sikkim. The results overall have been very encouraging. India's coronavirus cases crossed the 1 million or the 10 lakh mark, recording 34,956 fresh infections and 687 deaths. Biggest one-day jump according to an official update from the Union Health Ministry this morning. Over 6.35 lakh people or 63.34% of the patients have recovered. With the cases surging, lockdowns are being reimposed in several parts of the country after the easing of restrictions in recent weeks, as officials hoped the outbreak was under control. Maharashtra continues to report the highest number of cases, followed by Tamil Nadu, Delhi, Karnataka, Gujarat, UP and Telangana. India is the third country to record more than 1 million coronavirus cases, behind only the United States and Brazil. UK's National Cyber Security Centre is almost certain that hacking groups called APT29, also going by the name the Dukes or Cozy Bears, connected to Russian intelligence, are attempting to hack research of institutes working on the coronavirus vaccine. UK's National Cyber Security Centre, United States Department for Homeland Security, Cyber Security Agency and the Canadian Communication Security have called out the Kremlin in an unusually detailed public warning to scientists and medical companies. It is believed hackers are using spear phishing custom malware, Wellmess and Wellmail to target the vaccine research institutes. The alleged culprit is a familiar foe. Intelligence agencies in the United States, UK and Canada allege that the hacking groups also blamed for American election interference 4 years ago, attacking academic and pharmaceutical research institutes involved in COVID-19 vaccine development. The persistent attacks are seen as an effort to steal intellectual property rather than to disrupt research. Individuals' confidential information is not believed to have been compromised. Russian President Vladimir Putin's spokesperson Dmitry Peskov has rejected the accusations. That is all we have for today. Please like and follow our Facebook page, that is Government of Sikkim official page, for the most authentic news and information on recent developments in the government and the state. Thank you for tuning in.